What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another weather forecast here by H Weather Forecast, and this is going to be my last update on major winter storm Uri, as it is going to continue to bring extremely heavy snow across portions of the Mississippi River Basin and as well as portions of the Midwest and upper Northeast by today, and as well portions up as well to tomorrow. So this will be my last update on this, as I will be posting later this evening on the potential for an upcoming snowstorm, I believe Viola. So I'll be posting on that later this evening here. So this will be my last update on Uri. But in this video, we're going to be looking at the timing here, location, and as well accumulation for Windstorm Uri as it does across portions of the Ohio River Basin, Mississippi River Basin as well. So definitely got a lot to still talk about, as it still has a lot of work to do. But if you guys have not already done so, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I do appreciate all the support by every single one of you guys. And as well, if you have any questions, be sure to drop them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to respond to them. But without further ado, let's get into the forecast. So this is a look at the National Weather Service, and we have quite a lot of differences compared to last night here. So these warnings still stretch all the way from Maine to portions of Texas here. So we have warnings for still millions. But the big update is now we have ice storm warnings like I expected, and they have been issued for portions of northern Alabama and as well in areas in far eastern Mississippi. And as well, we still have those ice storm warnings, and they actually are continuing to be extended here across southeastern Kentucky, western West Virginia, and southeastern Ohio. And we have another spot right here with ice storm warnings, and that is for upper New Jersey, eastern Pennsylvania, and far southern New York. So we have little three areas where we are going to be seeing potential extreme ice over half an inch as well. But warnings still extend here. We have these windstorm warnings from Texas, across Louisiana, Arkansas, all the way up into areas like Maine. The biggest update is now windstorm warnings have been issued for Detroit. Warnings have been issued now for Pittsburgh, and windstorm warnings have now been issued all the way up to Maine. And these advisories are now being issued across the coastal Northeast and southern Northeast, as we have advisories all the way from areas from Virginia all the way to New York City, portions of the coastal New England region. But as you can tell, it's going to be mainly upper Northeast storm and Great Lakes, as it will bring the heavier snow more towards those higher elevations and near Canada. But let's go ahead and take a look now at the power outages that we actually saw yesterday. So we actually have up to 2.7 million people in Texas out without power, mainly from the ice. And you can see the hardest hit areas is definitely by far areas in southern Texas. Definitely, that's where we got the hardest hit areas here, as we saw kind of the main ice threat there. But like an area like Zapata County have over 80% without power. They have 7,000 tracked and 6,000 without power. Harris County, which is where obviously Houston is, we have 27,000 people without power. Obviously, I'm not exactly sure where county Dallas is in, but in Denton County, 94,000 are out without power. 17,000 in Brazos County. Out here we have 390 people trapped in Kent County, and 337 are out without power, so almost 90%. So you can see we have thousands, and of course, thousands without power in each county, but obviously we have near 3 million without power. But obviously, Louisiana, we have now a ton of power outages as well. 94,000 state outages across this region, and mainly in Helena County, 3,600 without power there. 2,700 without power in Iberville County. So definitely really watching for the southeastern areas of Louisiana, as they got extremely dangerous ice and heavy ice last night. And already 31,000 without power. Last checked a few minutes ago. Across Mississippi, we actually have hardest hit county right here in Walthall County, which is kind of where I expected us to have the worst ice, and that's exactly what happened. 6,000 without power over there, and then we have a few other counties that have over 50% without power. It's kind of stretching more towards the southern Mississippi region, because these areas more towards the north got really just mainly heavy snow, but these areas towards the south got mainly the dangerous ice. So definitely very interesting. But now that we checked a look at that, let's go ahead and check what we are expecting left to come here. So we're going to continue to see the snow and ice pile on across Mississippi. I mean, this is not over from Mississippi and Louisiana yet. We're still going to be seeing more and more power outages as we go, as this ice continues to move eastward now. Dangerous sleet and freezing rain across Jackson, Baton Rouge, and of course, kind of that mixed tier 2 below Memphis, and starting to see that freezing rain making its way towards the Nashville region. But of course, the west, we have that mainly heavy snow there across areas like Monroe, heavy snow coming down there in Memphis, extremely heavy snow for Little Rock, Jackson, Jonesboro, and Poplar Bluff. And that'll continue in the next 6 hours. We will actually see some thunderstorms developing here. We actually do have an enhanced risk for Florida, the Panhandle. So I may live stream on that. I'm not exactly sure though, but we do actually have potential squall on to make its way and develop. As we'll have a lot of that moisture here. We have the cold front towards here. We have some warm air here, so definitely gotta watch out for some tornadoes. But as we get in the next 6 hours, that freezing rain will continue to get a lot worse across areas like Tennessee, Alabama, and continuing into areas in northeastern Mississippi. And there you see you got that snow for Memphis, Jackson, Poplar Bluff. And that's kind of why the heavy snow is going to kind of maintain towards the Mississippi River Basin. And this is exactly why areas like Nashville, Huntsville, and Tupelo are going to get a lot less snow than these areas, because they're getting mainly the ice instead of snow. But it will start to move out, though, by tonight here. But let's go ahead and check looking at the Tennessee and Ohio valleys. So you do see the freezing rain is going to make its way towards Lewisburg, Waynesboro. It's going to start making its way, of course, into Florence. But there you see that heavy snow towards the west. Memphis, Union City, Jonesboro, Poplar Bluff, Farmington, even up to St. Louis as well. Going to start getting that snow really developing across Paducah. Evansville, extremely heavy snow for Indianapolis. Getting some snow across St. Louis. Mount Vernon in Illinois. So it's going to be really towards areas off the Mississippi River Basin and as well the Ohio River Valley, like Louisville, Paducah, Evansville, going to get really heavy snow. On the other hand, Nashville, Waynesboro, Tupelo, Lexington, those big cities kind of towards the east are going to get mainly the ice. And that's kind of why we have ice storm warnings in effect here for portions of northern Alabama and as well northern Mississippi, because we're going to be seeing mainly just the ice, not really snow. It's going to be really hard to get that snow to Nashville. You guys will expect a lot less snow than you guys were forecasted, because that snow is going to really struggle to make its way towards Nashville, as the ice was going to really just stick around. But big-time ice across portions of Lexington, Moorhead, Sterling, Portsmouth, and even Huntington, as well as Charleston, as that's exactly why we have the ice storm warnings issue for these areas, because it's going to be potentially over half an inch of ice across areas of the Ohio River Basin there. And then 13 hours by tomorrow morning around midnight at 1 a.m., still some extremely heavy snow across Greensburg, Cincinnati, Louisville, and it will move out by later tomorrow morning. But here's now we look at the HRR for the kind of Midwest and Mid-Atlantic. There you see very widespread snow across the general region here of the Mississippi River Basin and Ohio River Valley. Evansville, Louisville, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, you guys are going to start getting that heavy snow in the next few hours, but it's going to get even a lot worse now. Extremely heavy snow coming from Pittsburgh, Fort Wayne, Toledo, South Bend. Extremely heavy snow all the way up to areas like Peoria, Springfield, Columbia. So this is going to be a very widespread storm. But getting to later the next few hours, that snow will actually get all the way up to Chicago. But really watching this dangerous icy zone here. It's just into southern Ohio and as well northern Kentucky. Really watching out for that dangerous ice in those higher elevations there. Obviously, that low pressure can kind of be a little bit too close to these areas to get real general snow. So we're going to kind of stick around with that main ice here. But we're talking extremely heavy snow. Areas like Cleveland, Erie, Pennsylvania, Cincinnati, Evansville, Indianapolis, even Detroit going to start getting extremely heavy snow from this system. And it's going to last for quite a while here. Also, tomorrow morning, that snow is going to continue all the way from Milwaukee to areas like the New England region. So, extremely heavy snow for Detroit still, Port Huron, Lansing. Starting getting that very heavy snow across Syracuse, Rochester, much of upper northeast there, especially off Lake Erie. We're going to start getting that very heavy snow across areas like Lake Erie, Jamestown, Buffalo. They're definitely going to be the bullseye for these areas. But the next 18 hours, I do apologize for that. In the next 18 hours, that snow is still in areas like Lake Michigan, Milwaukee, Chicago, South Bend, still getting some decent snow. So we're going to be seeing some impressive totals all the way as far west as Wisconsin and it's going to be an absolute mess for areas like Rochester, Syracuse, Albany. This is going to be a massive storm for you guys. May actually reach over a foot for these areas, but let's go ahead and see what we're going to start seeing there in the next 14-ish hours here. I'm sorry, 13 hours. There you see all that snow. It's going to be very widespread, but of course going to be mainly outside the coast here. So not going to get too much from New York City. Mainly just rain. It's going to kind of stay more towards the upper northeast and those Great Lake regions like Lake Erie and Huron. You got some decent snow for Rochester, Syracuse. Very good snow for areas like Utica, Burlington, as well in the Adirondacks. Extremely heavy snow for areas like Concord. Could get some dangerous ice though near Worcester, Hartford. That's kind of what we have those winter weather advisories in place here. But snowfall totals for the south central here, you can kind of see we are going to be seeing additional, actually very good snow actually left to come for these areas here. So we're going to get up to near a foot of snow left to come for portions of the Mississippi River Basin, like maybe 11 inches there left for Jonesboro. An additional 5 to 7 inches left to go for Little Rock. So really watching this general area right here. That's definitely the bullseye left to go here. Maybe an additional 1 to 3 inches there for Tupelo. Seeing some very good snow. Maybe an inch left for Jackson. And all the way up to 2 to 3 inches, even 4 inches left to come for portions of upper Louisiana. But we're going to possibly see an additional 7 to 8 inches left to come for Memphis. Up to 13 inches there in far northwestern Tennessee to go. Maybe an additional 2 inches left to come for Nashville. Definitely wasn't too exciting for you guys. 7 to 9 inches left to go for portions of southeastern Missouri. So really watching eastern Arkansas, western Tennessee, southwestern Kentucky, and southeastern Missouri is definitely where that heavy snow will be. But you can kind of see this is obviously, I believe this is what the HRR is showing. You can kind of see Nashville going to really get nothing really left to go. Maybe an additional 2 inches, but really that's really going to be it for you guys. But look, just the west, they're getting an absolute monster storm, maybe a foot for Indianapolis. May get actually some very, very heavy snow across portions of western Kentucky. Can get maybe over a foot for Paducah. Maybe an additional 9 to 12 inches there for areas like Louisville. 6 to 8 inches there for Cincinnati. So all that snow is kind of sticking around right on the rivers. You got the Mississippi River right here, obviously. You got the Ohio River kind of right here, of course. So we're going to be kind of seeing the heaviest snow right off these rivers, and they're going to stay out of Nashville, Huntsville, Lexington, kind of Columbus. So we're really watching all that snow to stay out of these big cities here towards the east, and the heaviest snow is going to kind of stay towards the west. You got Memphis there, Paducah, Jonesboro, Little Rock, still going to get some very good snow. Mount Vernon and much of southern Illinois can get over 7+ inches. St. Louis actually may get an additional half foot to go, 10+ inches there for Jonesboro. And that's going to make its way all the way up the Ohio River Basin here. You actually may get an additional 6 to 8 inches there for Chicago. Definitely very impressive here how this doesn't go all the way from Arkansas still to left to go to areas like Maine where we can get over an additional half a foot. So this storm is not even close to being over. I mean, definitely not even close. You got all this left to go here, which is very, very impressive. Maybe 9 inches for Detroit. Looking at, of course, maybe 11 inches near Toledo. May get only an additional maybe 3 to 5 inches there for Columbus. Anything to the east, though, may get less than 3 inches. But anything to the west of Columbus can get over a foot, like Dayton, Ohio. Indianapolis may get a whopping foot. This is, I'm going to go this little bullseye little area here, including areas like Indianapolis, Toledo, Cleveland, Dayton, Cincinnati. You got obviously Paducah, Memphis. This is definitely gonna be a once in a few decade storm here. We get snow all the way up to like Arkansas, over a foot of snow here. But gonna get as well a big storm left to go for areas like Lake Erie. Only in the next 18 hours. So you guys can expect 8 inches in just 18 hours, and that's not even when the worst of the storm will occur. It's already up to half foot or more across areas like New York for Syracuse. You guys actually may get more than that, and then already gonna get a few inches there across areas in those higher elevations. This is what the GFS has to say. So the GFS kind of still getting that very heavy snow across these areas left to go. So getting around a half foot across Indianapolis, getting still very widespread areas of half a foot across the Mississippi River Basin there, and Memphis, Jonesboro, all the way down to areas into Louisiana. We can get a few inches left to go according to the GFS. But I feel like this is kind of outdated. So this is not really the most accurate thing, but it's definitely outdated. So that's kind of where I was showing the HRRR. And this is the NAM 3 kilometer. This is actually more dated and a lot more accurate than the GFS. So you get still getting very similar totals to the HRRR. Getting very heavy snow, maybe half foot or so across Indianapolis. May get an additional 6-8 inches there. Getting very heavy snow, of course, for southern Illinois, far western Tennessee, far eastern Arkansas, and far northwest from Mississippi. We kind of get that very heavy snow. Little Rock can get an additional 3 to 5 inches there. Memphis can get an additional 7 to 9 inches of snowfall. Poplar Bluff an additional 4 to 8 inches of snow. Paducah and all the way up to areas like Louisville can get an additional 4+ inches of snowfall. Mount Vernon possibly over 7 inches of snow. But look at Columbus, kind of just missing, gotten all that snow here. Very surprising. You kind of see that right there. So anything to the east is going to get maybe a trace. Anything to the west of Columbus, though, can get over half a foot of snow. And there you see it's going to be a big storm for the Great Lakes like Columbus. Sorry, not Columbus, like Cleveland. Some decent snow for Detroit, Erie as well. Buffalo all the way to areas like Watertown can get over additional half a foot of snow. So we still have a lot up to go with this major windstorm Uri. And yeah, I'll see you guys later this evening.